So, hey you guys, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I really enjoyed the John Lewis service today and the speeches. I'm really glad I took the time today to just really sit down and absorb it. It's so nice to see our past presidents being so presidential. John Lewis, I hope that we all can pick up the baton and move forward. I think we will. I wanted to point something out about this Taroscope at the quarter moon. The language of the Taroscope. Because, I get this chart, it looks confusing, it's a circle, there are certain parts that are powerful. I talk about houses and numbers and signs, and I just try to tell the story through the tarot. And this just, I really liked this. So I threw a Taroscope on the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. The Saturn-Pluto conjunction, that's the thing last January 12th that has been changing governments worldwide. We had eclipses in July, and it is still very, very active. Saturn in Capricorn takes no prisoners. Capricorn represents authority, agencies, organizations, and we're seeing a bigger fight that's happening right now as it's retrograding, as the planet looks like it's moving backwards in the heavens. We revisit these things, and because it's close to Pluto, it's going to be really intense, and it's going to be destructive. Both those planets are moving backwards. When they were moving forward, that was really painful with just stuff happening. But the thing is, to us, but now that it's moved backwards, it's happening more to the GOP and their counterparts and their mafiosos abroad getting busted, getting arrested. I promise you, this stuff is happening around the world. It's not making the news, but if you visit the FBI Twitter or the DOJ Twitter or the Eastern District New York, all those districts in all the different states, they are having huge busts daily, which ultimately goes back to the king of the Six Wands mob, which is actually Semyon Mogilevich, whatever his name, Putin's boss. But anyway, this is the story I wanted to tell you. So the way this Taroscope is operating from these different sections and how they communicate. So on the ascendant, the sign on the eastern horizon, the thing that's giving its life, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction is working on the Seven of Pentacles, which I think has to do with ballots, mail-in votes, votes in that nature. And the Seven of Wands, the fight that's going on to protect the mail. And this could also be voter data in the fight that's going on with Facebook. So that's what's giving the Saturn-Pluto conjunction life this week. And it is, the astrology said, take these things and look at the votes, look at the fight, and go to this area of income and gains. And there Saturn-Pluto has the Hermit and an analysis, an investigation. The tarot said, look at the Three of Pentacles and the secret talks and the dark money. That's what Saturn-Pluto is doing. The other thing, the identity, the form of these things is really going to manifest not only in our outrage with all of this, but the Russia-China agreements. The astrology, or the tarot said, look to the Two of Cups. Well, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction is magnifying that Two of Cups agreements with Russia-China. The astrology says, go to the fourth house, our roots. Oh my gosh, look at that. The Saturn-Pluto happened to draw the Two of Cups. We've got a Two of Cups here, a Two of Cups there. The astrology said, look from here to there. These are both present. The green is the tarot. This is mutual reception. This is really, really strong, what's going on here. That's what Saturn-Pluto, the forces of the cosmos, is concentrated on over in the skies over Washington, D.C. And we saw that the chariot, the wheels are falling off. And there is healing taking place here at home. The next thing, if we go this way, we have the star. The Saturn-Pluto conjunction is concentrating and focusing its intensity on the communications that this administration has been having. They think that they are under the radar. They're not. They're manipulating, and they're making things look organic when actually it's all staged. That's what we have with the void of course moon. Saturn-Pluto drew the 5th house of the sun. The sun represents Photus, and I say Photus with an F for a reason, because he's no POTUS, but focused on the Fool, the unindicted Fool, or, yeah, the indicted Fool who happens to be a Photus. Really drilling down on that capacity of that office, the Fool. Cancer, the astrology said, look to Cancer. The moon, well, Cancer in this chart is all the way up here with the King of Cups, Putin. That is what Saturn-Pluto is grinding down. Now, it's interesting because when we go to this sector of our public servants and our investigations in our military, there is moneyed news. But the astrology said that it was actually the 9th house of lands far away feeding that. So now we have the 6 Wands mob, Saturn knows, is fueling public servants and investigations in military with money. Saturn-Pluto is drilling down on that. We have, the 3 of Cups was here by the tarot. Bill Barr had the 3 of Cups as in his area of identity. That's his most powerful focus this week. So Saturn-Pluto is looking at that money through 6 Wands mob coming in with our investigations, and there's Bill Barr. The 3 of Cups, I think this relates, it probably relates to elections because that's ongoing, but I think that it involves with what was happening out on the West Coast in Seattle and Portland. Saturn-Pluto drew the Lovers card. So this is also partnership. When we look at the 1st house of identity, what's opposite that, the 7th house, this is the area of your partnership, like marriage or business, or it's your open adversary. So these are pretty complementary, and they're major arcana. So Saturn-Pluto, that energy is focused on the Russia-China with the partnership of the Trump-Russia. Putin says, I'll make you president. Do me this. Now, the astrology said, go to the 10th house, which is crowning Washington, D.C. So Saturn-Pluto, looking at the Russia-China, the Trump-Russia, and how they're working together to get people jailed with protesters, shut people up, or, this blackout of media. I think it's more like rounding up protesters. And there's that Virgo, I analyze. So we have Russia, China, Trump, Putin. This is surveillance on protesters. Saturn-Pluto is looking at that. In the area of shared resources, Saturn-Pluto, we have money laundering, RICO, bribes, and not quid pro quo, but similar, Bitcoin. Also, the balance of votes. This is the South Node. This is a thing that they've been doing. Saturn-Pluto is trying to get that to release. And there's major judgments that are coming out because of that. Saturn-Pluto, again, looking at the King of Cups, Putin, and the destiny. What's going to happen with the destiny with Putin? Well, there's a yod, so I'm guessing it's going to be looking at the lovers, the agreements. Ooh, ouch. Pointing directly at Putin. That's how that's going to function. The agreement on the ground. The money with Bill Barr, military, King of Cups, Putin. That's where that's at. And then the area of secrets and hidden enemies. Saturn-Pluto is delivering judgment because of this insanity, the Black Moon Lilith mystery. That is, you know, their secret police. The hidden enemy is the Republican Party trying to undermine this and manipulate. We have the Sun and Devil here. If you remember, I did that reading. I'm also finding that the Sun has to do with elections. Saturn-Pluto is working hard. What's giving Saturn-Pluto life this week are votes, Facebook propaganda, the outrage, Russia-China, in partnership with Trump-Russia, and their agreements. The investigations, looking at the secret talks, and the conversations about getting to the presidency. The indicted president, Bill Barr, working, you know, delivering to Putin, these two, delivering to Putin, and in return from abroad, getting help with money and votes. The partnership of Trump-Russia having it blow up over the skies of D.C. and imprisoning protesters. Their shared bribes, their networks, those goons overseas, and the secret that Saturn-Pluto is working hard at is judgment. It will come, you guys. It will come. Interesting how that works.